second time that we're launching a series of postage stamps with the Post Office. In 2008, we launched a series of stamps that focused on indigenous African music. And I think through that partnership, we created a great deal of awareness that one of South Africa's greatest resources is located right here in Grahamstown at Rhodes University, which is the International Library of African Music. It just created awareness about it. It took it beyond the kind of quiet university space. And more people began to experiment with indigenous African music as a result of that particular launch. We hope that with this particular concert, the kind of awareness that's created will once again get people to go back to the library to pick up some of the African music that comes from the library and to consider playing it and listen to it.
We normally, when we get the stamp themes, which is approved by Cabinet, after that we start working on them, and we at Philatelic Services we do the research, we go into each one of the themes, and in this case it was really heavy research work. We contacted many different people in the music field to get their opinion. We wanted to use musicians that made a difference through their music, that caused some change. And it was absolutely originally, they started a new South African style of music. That was one of the criteria.
Well, it's because they're legends of South African music. Many of them they've all passed on, and many of them under unfortunate circumstances, like Brenda Fassie and Lucky Dube, and of course Mary McCabe led a full, rich life, but everybody wants to honor her as an icon of South African music. All of them in their own way are icons.
I'm very grateful for the launching of the postage stamps of 10 iconic musicians. I've been involved in a biography project on the musician Jonas Gwangwa, and going through this work with Gwangwa and the history and his contribution, I've really been struck by how little the musical legacy in the fight against apartheid is acknowledged. We tend to acknowledge politicians, but we tend not to actually truly appreciate the role and the impact of musicians, especially in building the global anti-apartheid movement.
I think it's to celebrate the icons, and secondly to make sure that through the stamps, using the stamp as a vehicle to promote the musicians, but also to promote the stamps itself, to make sure that the stamp is visible to people, to society, to the larger community as a vehicle. And also for those who are stamp collectors, it's also something that you can use to say this is who South Africa is, and especially when it comes to the cultural aspects of things as a country.